Large language models like ChatGPT are increasingly being used to help people write more clearly and confidently. But can these same tools also help close the democratic accessibility gap by lowering barriers to civic participation in the public commenting process? I'm Amelia Arsenault. In joint work with Sarah Krebs, we recently published a paper in Big Data and Society titled Whose Voice Counts? The Role of Large Language Models in Public Commenting. In it, we examine whether AI tools can empower underrepresented voices in federal rulemaking, or whether they risk reinforcing existing inequalities. Under the Administrative Procedure Act, federal agencies are required to solicit public input before finalizing new regulations through the notice and comment period. In theory, this process democratizes policymaking by giving citizens a voice in the decisions that affect their lives. In practice, however, participation has typically been dominated by well-resourced organizations and policy experts who are better equipped to navigate dense regulatory language, articulate technical concerns, and produce the kinds of substantive comments that agencies actually take into account. Ordinary citizens who may lack the time, training, or expertise to draft similarly effective comments have historically been excluded from meaningful participation. Recent advances in artificial intelligence, and especially large language models, may help reduce these barriers by helping users to understand complex regulations and articulate their concerns in clear, formal language. However, effective use of these tools may still be uneven, favoring those with greater education or familiarity navigating digital systems. To explore these questions, we conducted 2 survey experiments. In the first study, participants with varying educational backgrounds read a proposed environmental regulation and drafted a public comment in response. Half of those participants had access to ChatGPT to help them understand the policy and draft their comment, while the control group completed the task without AI assistance. In the second phase of the study, both human reviewers and ChatGPT itself evaluated the comments using a standardized rubric without knowing which comments were AI assisted. Our first key finding relates to accessibility. Participants who used large language models found the comment writing process to be significantly easier than those without access, regardless of educational background. This suggests that large language models can function as effective writing assistants, helping users to organize and express their ideas more clearly. However, there's an important caveat. While large language models made writing easier, they did not improve participants' self-reported understanding of the policy. Instead, educational attainment remained the strongest predictor of policy comprehension. So in other words, large language models helped people express their views, but they did not close underlying knowledge gaps. Our third finding matters most for democratic inclusion. Comments written with AI assistance received higher quality ratings from both human and AI evaluators. Crucially, this improvement was consistent across educational levels, meaning that the technology did not disproportionately benefit any particular educational group. Because the notice and comment process has long favored participants with specialized knowledge, this quality boost may be especially meaningful for those with less formal education. By helping users to meet the implicit standards that policymakers expect, large language models could empower voices that have historically been underrepresented. These findings have important implications for democratic governance. On the one hand, they suggest that AI tools can expand access to public participation and help more citizens engage meaningfully in policymaking. However, real risks remain. As AI-generated text becomes more common, it becomes harder to distinguish genuine citizen input from coordinated mass commenting campaigns, raising concerns about manipulation. And more fundamentally, large language models can produce confident but inaccurate claims that inexperienced users might not catch. If these tools primarily improve articulation rather than understanding, they may lead to more polished comments without deepening civic engagement. Large language models can help democratize access to public commenting by enabling more citizens to produce comments that agencies take seriously. But they're not a comprehensive solution. Without broader investments in civic education and digital literacy, AI literacy itself could become another axis of inequality. The central question, then, is not whether AI can expand access to public participation. Clearly it can. but instead how to ensure that participation remains substantively meaningful. Pairing the adoption of AI tools with broader reform in rule design, civic and AI literacy initiatives, and transparent review procedures can ensure that greater inclusion strengthens democratic decision-making. Thank you.